Hey, hey, hey. We are live in living color. Are we on? Yes, we're on. Yes, yes. All right. So glad to see that. Well, hey, hey, hey. Let me start off officially saying, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. We are ready for the kickoff, y'all. In fact, if you haven't realized it yet, the launch has already started. And we are here to give you some exciting information about something that's huge, y'all. Oh, I didn't tell you who I am. Hey, yep, you see, I'm Santa's helper today. Yes, I am. This is Dr. Charmaine Miller, and I am so elated to be a part of the Bahamas Laws of Life Essay and Video Competition Committee. And guess what? I have another helper here with me today, and she is going to be right here helping me roll out the red carpet and give you all the heads up on why we're so excited about this competition. I'm going to turn it over to her. I see she disappeared. There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Lisa Wright and been with the competition for quite a bit. So Charmaine and I both make up a part of the Laws of Life Committee. So we're here to just tell you all that you need to know. So we hope you've come with all of the questions that you have and we're able to answer them.
Awesomeness. All right. Listen, we already have Ramona here with us, and she's already joining us live on our Facebook page. Hey, Ramona, another one of our dedicated committee members. And guess what? She's chiming in too because she's just excited as we are. Listen, we have the opportunity to roll out the red carpet and let you all know that everyone, well, almost everyone, in fact, we're going to tell you right now who are the persons who can come on this red carpet to the Laws of Life essay and video competition. Well, first of all, let me tell you why you need to kind of tune into us right now, because sometimes when we don't establish the why, people don't want to know about the what, all right? They don't even want to know about the how. But maybe you perhaps have a student who asks a lot of questions. Maybe you have some students who like to tell you a piece of their mind. Hey, well, if you have one of those kind of students, you want to tune them into something like this event, because quite frankly, we consider ourselves the most popular and perhaps revered essay competition in the Bahamas. Am I right about that, Lisa?
Definitely, definitely. We've said that up already that we are the largest competition of its kind in the Bahamas, and we've set the tone for all of the others to follow. So we know that you've heard about Laws of Life. We've been around for quite a bit since the 1990s and the resurgence in 2009. And this is the competition of all competitions. So if you want to be recognized, this is the one to enter.
There you go. You have it. So now you got the why. All right. So we're going to get down to basics here then, because we know that a lot of you are joining in because you really want to know, okay, can I take advantage of this then? And really what it's all about. Yes, this is just them submitting an essay. It's actually far bigger than that. You see, Sir John Templeton is known for his profound ideas and his ideals. And we have found an opportunity and a way to get students now to give us their, in the Bahamian vernacular, their 5 cents on these ideals and these ideas, because they have a lot to say, they have a lot to offer. And this year, our theme is giving them an opportunity to see things in a big way, to see things in a positive way. In fact, our theme is one of positivity. And don't we need some positivity right about now? Listen, we sure do. We've had quite a bit going on in our country in the past few years. And so, hey, we want to hear our students talk about some of these ideas. And maybe we're going to ask Lisa to share with us what is our main theme then, and what is it that we're asking our students to write about. I know we have different categories, and we'll tell them about that in just a little bit.
Okay, so as Charmaine mentioned, our theme this year is the power of positivity. And as she would have said, we had two rough years as globally, but particularly in the Bahamas, because we had Dorian in 2020. And of course, we had Dorian in 2019, and we had COVID in 2020, and of course, going into 2021. So after these two rough years, our essay competition has focused on Hurricane Dorian, and we've also focused on the COVID-19 pandemic. And the committee met and felt that we needed to encourage our students positively And to show that despite the challenges that have been brought on by these two events, we can use these experiences to cultivate a positive outlook. And as Charmaine mentioned, this entire competition is based on Sir John Templeton's book, Laws of Life, and it's treated as a devotional with laws that you can live by daily. So what we wanted to do was use some of those laws, and some of the laws are written by Sir John, and others are by other persons, and some are scripturally based as well. And we wanted to show our students through one of Sir John's laws that only one thing is more powerful than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. So how can they use their experiences then, whether good or bad, to positively influence the path they choose in life? And each year, for those of you who are familiar with the competition, each level, and as we said, we're going to discuss some of those levels later, but each level has 3 essay topics that they're given, and students can choose one of the 3. But what we usually do each year is we have an overarching theme that we include as the topic for all divisions. And while we want you to visit our website, bahamaslawsoflife.org, because that's where you can find all of the information, we can share with you what the main topic is. And the main topic is a law. You are sought after if you reflect love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. That's the main essay theme, but you can choose from any of the 3 for your division. So you can find them by going on, I see it in the chat, bahamaslawsoflife.org. So we look forward to you going there, because that is where you're going to find all the information that we're going to discuss very shortly.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. As you can see, just from that one overarching law, it's loaded, and it's loaded with so much potential of what the our students can now talk about. And I said children, but I have to be mindful that our categories go from primary all the way up to college level. So we have our primary students, 5th graders and 6th graders being a part of this competition. And we have our junior high division, and definitely the senior high, but the college students can be part of this too. But of course, they must be registered and in a local institution here in the Bahamas for them to be a part of that, okay? Because we know we have a lot of them abroad, but we want to give the hats off to those persons who are here working in the trenches in our institution so they can be a part. So you can see it's loaded, y'all, and it's positivity. You know what? Every time I think about that theme and think about all of what Sir John Templeton talks about, it reminds me of something I keep telling people. For things to change, we have to first change, right? And we have to look at things differently. And if we change the way we look at things, then the things we look at will change. Speaking of looking at things, I wonder if some of you all have your eye on the prize. Yeah, some things have changed there too. So listen, let's see. Because I think if some of you all look at these prizes, the way you look at this competition might change too. So let's take a look at some of the prizes that you might take. Now, we're not going to spill the whole beans, just enough to entice you a little bit more. But go ahead and let them know, Lisa, if you don't mind, just whet their appetites a little bit about what they can get. Of course, they're going to get recognition, and that by far is huge. I can tell you, right? It's huge because we put them on the platform on our website as well as on YouTube, and people are finding out about their work. But okay, you want to know what's in it for me? Isn't that what the channel that people like to listen to? Yeah, what's in it for me, baby? Yeah. So tell them, Lisa, what's in it for them?
Yes, no, as we said, now our focus, of course, is that we want you to express yourselves. We want students to express themselves, and we want to read what the young people are thinking about, even the college students from grade 5 all the way to college. And we want to mention that we also have a video competition open to those students who may not want to write, but still want to express themselves. So that's open to students in grades 10 through 12. Now, for our essay divisions, we have prizes. First of all, you get the winner of each essay division, primary, junior, senior, even all the way up to college. You get to win a huge cash award. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm just going to say it's great. It's bigger than anything else for any other competition. So the winners in the primary, junior, and senior also get the opportunity to win a $1,000. Did you hear me right? A
Yes.
$1,000 scholarship award. And guess what? This is in addition to the money that you would have won or the prize money you would have gotten for writing your essay. So you still get the scholarship award. So you get to spend, don't let mommy and daddy, I know they want to control it, but they're going to guide you. But the scholarship money they could control, but you get to control that cash award. And then there are prizes for your schools. I see lots of teachers on here. I could call their names, but I'm going to keep quiet. But I see them on here, and you know that there are prizes for you as well. We've had teachers who were amazed that they entered their students and they actually won. So teachers who have the most students in the finals get a prize. And the school of each winner gets $1,000. Can you imagine that? Your school gets $1,000 to be used for the English department. And those are the teachers I see on here. Some are from the English department. So you get to use that money as well. So we see some questions popping up. I see someone asking a question, Charmaine, about an art piece for creative expression. You're jumping the gun because that's one of our goals in the coming future. Last year we introduced our poetry competition. Charmaine can tell you some more about that. And we are looking at it soon, Miss Demetria Tiffany Smith. We're looking at bringing in that art piece and ways that students can use their creative expression. Because one thing we've realized that students have so many ways of expressing themselves, and these laws are becoming a part of a way of life. So we're looking at ways in which we can touch each type of student. So we have the literary ones, we have the drama we may be looking at, we get the art we may be looking at, the music. We did the poetry last year. So Charmaine could tell you some more about our poetry competition.
Yes, but I have to elaborate on that question that was asked just now, Dimitri. It shows that we have our hand on the pulse. We know exactly what it is that has to be done. And guess what? At the Templeton Foundation, and particularly with the Bahamas Laws of Life Committee, we are ensuring that we keep our ears on the ground so that we can roll out these things. And that's the one that we're looking at putting out real soon to get the artistic expression, even with regards to the artwork, rolled out in this competition. All right. Yes, the orange economy is going to be strong here in the Bahamas because we have a lot of creatives. So that's coming soon. So stay tuned for that. All right. But the poetry competition, that's going to be rolling out soon. Actually right along with what we're doing with the competition. So those persons who say, well, I like to, drop a few lyrics, that we'll have an opportunity for them to do that as well. And we do it a little differently. So it's not as intensive as the essay competition, and we tend to use the social media platform for that. So it's a little bit more fun and engaging. We can get more people involved. But another question that came to me this week, and I think it's good to put it here, someone asked, well, what if my child is not enrolled in a traditional school? And that's an awesome question. They said, okay, well, can I still enter them if they're homeschooled? Yes, you can. Someone even asked, what if the school is not talking about it? Can I enter them privately? I said, yes, you can. Listen, we are all about affording our students the opportunity to express themselves, to give their views. That's important. And I don't know if there's anything else we wanted to say about that particular thing, but here's one thing that's important. You need to know the deadline. Listen, This is open now, but February 11th is going to come faster than you think. February, y'all. The 11th. So now you have quite a bit of time to encourage your child, to encourage your students to start, thinking about their ideas, mulling it over a little bit, because that's as soon as January hits, it's going to start rolling up real soon. Maybe you want to hear a little bit about how we're accepting your pieces, and then we're going to wrap it up, because folks, a lot of you want to know, okay, well, where do you drop your essay? Listen, we've taken care of that, and we've made it very seamless for you. And I want to brag about it, but I'm gonna let Lisa brag about how you will be submitting your essay and your videos.
Okay, last year for the first time, we went digital. But we were feeling that some of you weren't quite ready yet. Everything last year was digital, and some people were afraid. But this year we are totally digital. There is no paper involved. So you log on to bahamaslawsoflife.org and you find everything needed there. First of all, you have to set up an account, and the instructions will be very simple. 1, 2, 3, and you're done. You set up your account with your profile, with all of your information, and all of this is found, as I said, on bahamaslawsoflife.org. Once you get on there, you follow those instructions. Set up simply. It's so simple, even the primary school students were able to do everything. And sometimes they're the better ones because they're the digital generation. Some of us are just catching up with them. So now we have it where you can go on, you copy or paste your essay right there, or you type it in, either one, and you will be ready to go once you hit submit. If you don't hit submit, you save your file, you can come back, you can edit it, etc. But once you've hit submit, that is gone. And it is important that you know that there is no paper involved, so there's no drop off anywhere. There's no handing into the school to drop off. You're going to be responsible, or maybe your teacher will be, for entering everything, and that makes it easier. So we're taking care of all the concerns about the pandemic, about having to be exposed, and exposing persons to paper, exposing people to going and touching something. Everything is going to be digital. So watch on our website for some easy and simple instructional videos that will soon come, that you can share with persons and that you can watch to see. It's always good to have those videos. You go on YouTube now and you find out how to do everything. So we have our videos as well. So no dropping off at all, Demetria, my good former student. No dropping off. Everything is digital. So you get those students, and almost all students now have an email, which makes it quite simple. You, the teacher, can guide them in completing their forms and getting those essays entered. And as Charmaine said, you have until February 11th. So you have a good long time to get acquainted with the website, get acquainted with setting up your profile and submitting your essay. And we promise you, it's not tedious. We when we tried it out, we all were shocked. 1, 2, 3, couple of minutes, we're done. Okay? So the students will find that it's simpler and easy.
Awesome. You see that? It's someone say it's so simple a caveman can do it. Listen, anyone can get in on this and have a seamless time. So just get them start talking about their ideas and let them be as creative as possible. A lot of persons want to try and make a cookie cutter way of doing things. That's okay. Teachers, we know that, you want to hold the reins, but let them go and let them express themselves. That's so important. And teachers, if you want a little incentive, we got a little something in the pot for you too. So you want to make sure you encourage your students to go ahead and enter, because if you do, there's something in it for you. I'm not going to give it away. You go on the website, BahamasLawsOfLife.org, and you find out what it is that's in it, and then you're going to be pushing them. All right, we're going to wrap up here because we want to make sure that you share this link as much as possible so that we can get the word out on all your platforms, so that people can know that this competition is here, it's here to stay, and it's here to change lives. That's what we're all about too. And we have a way of celebrating y'all. Yes, the cash is good, but we're looking forward to our physical. We're not sure if it's going to happen this year, but we're hoping our physical celebration. We have a very astute and hardworking project manager and leader of this committee, Miss Tracy Farkas, who I know is chiming in right now, listening in and ensuring everything goes well. But she believes in making sure that we do all we can to reward and to show appreciation for the students and for the teachers and all the stakeholders. So be sure to look out for that as well. All right. So make sure before I close out, Mrs. Fry, just make sure, is anything else you wanted to mention? Yes, we want.
Well, we just wanted to say, definitely, as I see Dr. Parkinson has put in the chat, you can follow us. We're social media savvy people. We're not behind the times. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all of the competition updates. And as we said, everything on Live. And a question is asked, it can be entered in more than one category. And the answer is no. So it's specifically defined. Mind you, I shouldn't say no. Primary division, junior division, senior division, all class sensitive. But then if you're in the senior division in grades 10 through 12 and you want to enter an essay and you also want to enter a video, you are able to do that. So that's where you'll be able to enter into two categories, but only in grades 10 through 12. So, and then grade 10 through 12 for video is also very special because it's not just limited to one individual. It can be a class project. It can be 2 or 3 persons get together. And what we found over the years is sometimes they were 2 or 3 persons from different schools. So it's up to you. It's open to individuals or groups for the video competition. So that's the only area where you can enter into two categories.
All right. Y'all heard it. Again, this
I
is
think I just also want to
okay.
we want to recognize the
No
Templeton World
problem.
Charity Foundation, because without them this would not be possible. So we thank them for their support, and it's not just financial. They encourage. I tell you, when you see the faces lit up when we are in session, personally, those of you who've attended one of our grand celebrations, I think they're happier for the students than sometimes the students are. So the foundation is very pleased with the progress of this competition, and just to see students using these laws in their daily lives. And as you watch us on Facebook and on Instagram, and you see some of the highlights that we have, you'll see persons who had entered this competition from primary all the way up to college and have said how it has changed their lives.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be joined with our I guess I could say the staple of this competition, Miss Liesl Wright. And again, this is Charmaine Miller, and we want to remind you in closing to think positive, to reflect positivity. Why? Because you are sought after if you reflect love, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So why not take the opportunity, take up the challenge to be positive? Have a good one, and we'll see you on Facebook, on Instagram, and all of our social media platforms. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Good evening.